Good afternoon, and welcome to Dungeon Anthology on riotradio.ca. My name is Nathan Arsenault, and I'll be your host for today's episode. Dungeon Anthology is a collection of disconnected stories written primarily by me, and amateurly voiced and played out by myself and my friends. Now, before we begin, we will introduce our lovely actors and what characters they're playing, and voice that accompanies said characters. First up, we have...
Hello, I'm Tanner Smith, and today I will be playing Albrecht. Albrecht is an elderly mage who's had a long connection with the organization that he and the next character to be introduced are part of.
Hi, I'm Bryn Baker, and I'm going to be playing Shanra. Shanra is a young woman with long dark hair covered in various runes tattooed all over her body. Her affinity towards magic is what got her into the unnamed organization and forged her close friendship with Albrecht.
Hello, I'm Zaid Cathcart, and I will be playing Holofernes. Holofernes is an elf who lives in the Duchy of Cape Velen, soft-spoken yet daring. Holofernes will appear on Shanra's and Albrecht's quest and aid them.
And I will be playing the narrator for this episode. The narrator will sound like this. Perhaps there is a reason for that. Only time will tell as you are taken through Dungeon Anthology, Rune Island Jezebel. Descending from the mountains and into the forest of Tethir, one of the largest forests in Faerun, Shanra and Albrecht vastly misjudged their time frame to make it to the coastal port town of Velen. The evening had set in, and the sun had begun to set. They had hoped to not have to spend the night and make camp in the forest, as reports of Norkers, small goblinoid creatures with incredibly tough skin and a barbaric approach to life, become more and more brazen and widespread throughout the forest, killing any foolish enough to stride into their territory. So Shanra and Albrecht began to discuss their options.
Man, this is the last thing I wanted today. I knew we should have taken a day and stopped in Athkatla.
If we had stopped in Athkatla, we'd be more broke than we already are now, Shanra. I told you, we need to save money to charter a ship. The city of Coin would have deprived us of our ability to do that. We need to reach Jezebel at all costs.
I'm aware, Albrecht. I didn't need the recap. What I need is a solution as to what we're supposed to do now that we're lost in this forest. What? Be careful, I hear something.
And heard something she did indeed. Beady little eyes appear at her from the shadows as the sun falls further and further into the horizon.
Shanra, stay calm and quiet. Making more noise will alert them to our position sooner. We need to gain the advantage.
Night had now fallen completely.
We need to go.
I agree, but first, some light. I'm sorry for this. Tethir!
Albrecht turns and casts a fire spell into a nearby tree. Lighting it ablaze so the two adventurers can see, they then turned and began to run.
Do you know which way to run?
Yeah, we'll run in the direction the sun set. That way we'll know which way west is.
Good thinking.
Do you know what's attacking us?
Not at the moment. I'd have to get a closer look, which isn't ideal.
I have an idea. Maybe this will work.
Suddenly, Shanra turns and fires a magical ice bolt into the forest, only to be met with deafening silence and a lack of arrow fire.
Did you hit it?
I can't tell, but there's no more noise.
They could be attempting to spring a trap.
Again? I can't tell if that's clever or stupid. We already know they're there.
Alright, let's just approach it quietly.
Alright, stay behind me.
Shanra and Albrecht slowly crept towards the point of impact. Cautiously, Shanra peered past a tree to reveal...
What the heck?
A Norco dual-wielding crossbows. And to think we were afraid of something so silly.
I think you jinxed it.
Just sounds like a normal cow to me.
Shouldn't it have gone to bed already?
Why would I know what time a cow goes to sleep? Besides, with all the noise we just made, you can't blame it for waking up. We've obviously just disturbed it.
And your explanation for that?
Apparently the cows in the forest have opted to eat wood instead of grass.
What?
Look that way!
Albrecht points his finger towards the sound of the tree falling, and a cow comes around the corner.
Oh, it's a cow, but how did it...
Get down!
Albrecht then rushes and tackles Shanra to the ground as the cow unexpectedly blasts through the forest by unleashing a petrifying breath attack. The trees turn to stone as Albrecht and Shanra rise from dodging the attack.
Oh, well, I guess you could say that's a very rare thing for a cow to do, huh?
Not right now, look.
Suddenly, the cow's body is violently whipped through the trees as if attached to something else.
Holy cow!
Will you stop joking around and do something?
Don't have a cow now. I'm on it.
The fireball launches forwards and smacks into the erratic cow body as it's whipping back and forth without rhyme or reason. As the fireball hits, Shanra sees it.
Albrecht, there's something attached to the back of the cow.
What does it look like?
It looks like a tentacle? Duck.
The cow body flies overhead, taking out a few trees.
We need to be gone. Like yesterday.
I know, but how do we get past it? It's attached to some weird tentacle.
Well, here goes nothing.
Chains shoot up from the ground and bind the tentacle.
Nice shot.
No time for applause. It won't hold long. Quickly, to the west.
Right, it's this way. Follow me.
Shanra leads the charge underneath the bound cow tentacle and through the forest, ducking and dodging and weaving past trees and various obstacles.
I think I see something.
Oh, I see it too. Those gates, that's the port town of Velen. You've led us northwest by accident. Excellent work, Shanra.
Yeah. Hey, open up.
Yeah, let us in. There's a wild cow monster out there.
Hey!
Huh?
A young man, awakened from his slumber, then peers over from atop the gate walls to see Shanra and Albrecht banging on the door and yelling about a cow monster.
Let us in already.
Oh, gods. I'll get it open in a minute. Don't worry.
The man quickly rushes across the wall into a tower and begins fiddling with the mechanism.
That confounded Caudible Black Pass is back. Just leave Velen alone already. And will this thing just open already? Ha! Got it.
Shanra, get down! Again!
The cow tentacle, apparently known as Caudible Pass, smashed into the wall as Albrecht yelled out. The gates to Velen suddenly swing inwards as Caudible Pass reels back from the swing.
Get inside the walls. Also, plug your nose.
Wait, what was that last bit?
As Shanra and Albrecht make it inside the gates, they close behind them, just as the man atop the wall prepares the town's defense measures.
Back again, eh? I guess you don't remember what happened last time, do you? Well, your loss, because last week was the chili cook-off.
Why is he shouting about chili?
I have absolutely no idea. Oh. Wait.
As Albrecht finished his thoughts, the man atop the wall, shouting something about a chili cook-off, hit a lever, which then in turn caused trap doors to swing open all throughout town, producing a horrendous stench.
Ooh, oh my lord, is that... feces?
Yeah, well, yeah. Holy Spirit, I can taste it. Oh man, this is rancid.
Caudible Pass, in that moment, also caught a whiff of the smell and retracted into the sea.
Back you go for another day, you monster. Now to check on those two.
The man then descends the wall and approaches Albrecht and Shanra while they attempt to survive the horrid stench.
You there. What in heaven's name have you wrought?
Sorry, that's Velen's countermeasure until we find a way to permanently deal with the Caudible Pass. It's a mixture of dung and saliva. These nose plugs should help.
Oh, thank goodness.
Albrecht and Shanra promptly place their nose plugs in and join the man as they enter further into town.
Thank you for the save. I'm Shawnra and this is Albrecht. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Ah, where are my manners? My name is Holofernes. I'm an elf who came to live in this town about 3 years ago. Unfortunately, though, that was around the time the Katobo Pass came to terrorize the surrounding area.
So this Kettle Pass, as you call it, what is it exactly?
We're still unsure, even after 3 years. The most we can gather is that the main body lives in the sea and that it stretches a single tentacle onto land with seemingly infinite length to turn materials it deems useless to stone and to drag what it sees as food back into the water.
And it hates the smell?
Yes. Some farmers had to come to town to trade when the monster showed up, and they thought if it had the makings of a cow, it would be deterred by the smell of dung and saliva. So now the town has an interconnected sewer system that can be opened at a moment's notice to ward off the monster.
That's disgusting.
You can't deny its usefulness, though, and all the monster needed was one whiff and it ran.
Wait, back up a minute though. You said its main body lives in the sea?
That is correct.
No, this is awful. What are we supposed to do now?
This does put us in a difficult situation.
Care to explain?
Oh, right. We came from the mountains in hopes to charter a ship here in Valen, but now that Cattle Pass is running amok, it's going to make its sailing really difficult.
Yeah, that does sound difficult. Where are you sailing to, though?
I'd rather not say.
What? Why not? I can't help if you don't tell me.
No, it's too dangerous.
What? But, hold on.
We're going to Rune Island, Jezebel.
Wait, don't tell him.
You can very clearly help us, Shawnra.
No, I'm sorry, Holofernes. I can't let you into our private business even though you've helped us out.
Wait, but hold on. I can help you charter a ship, and...
No, I'm sorry, I can't. Please forget what you've heard.
But, Shawnra, please...
No, I said no. Now, good night, Holofernes. It was nice meeting you, but we must be off.
Hey, but...
Farewell, Holofernes.
But...
Farewell, Holofernes.
Shawnra walked off into the night, and with Albrecht in tow. Holofernes stood there confused and a little hurt. Shawnra and Albrecht then found their way into an inn and purchased a room for the remainder of the night.
You know, you didn't have to be so hard on him, right?
He said, sitting on the bed as Shawnra gazed out the window.
We can't get him involved, Albrecht. We can't lose more innocent lives to Jezebel. I won't let there be a repeat of last time.
I know, but we need his help to get through this obstacle. He clearly knows how to deal with this.
I don't want him to get hurt because of us, Albrecht.
Us? Or you?
You know exactly which one.
It'll be fine, Shawnra. Once we make landfall on Jezebel, we can get him to turn the ship right around.
You and I both know he won't do that.
Not willingly, of course. That's why we'll charm him into it.
I don't want to charm him. It feels wrong. We can't just use people and say it's for their own protection.
I know, but what's the alternative?
I know, we let him willingly and he dies. But if we use him just for a while, he'll live.
So you understand?
I understand, but I also won't do it. We'll find another way. Now, good night, Albrecht.
Yeah, good night, Shawnra.
Shawnra then got into the bed and promptly covered her head with the sheets, facing the window side of the room. The door was on Albrecht's side of the room, unfortunately for Shawnra, as he began to sneak away.
I'm sorry, young one. Pass without trace.
Wrapped in a veil of shadows, Albrecht snuck out of the room and out through the back door of the inn. As he made it outside, he dispelled his veil and began to search for Holofernes.
Her resolve is incredible, but she needs to learn the time and place for it. I won't fail again.
He searched up and down the streets until he stumbled across an open-air bar with stools placed outside facing a countertop, tended by a bartender. A very different yet cultural approach to a bar, seemingly out of place in a yet flourishing town like Velen. As Albrecht approached it, he found Holofernes being served a drink alongside a hot meal.
Very unconventional, yet that food looks good. I'll have what eat's having, barkeep.
He said as he sat down on the stool next to Holofernes.
Ah, it's you, old man. What do I owe the pleasure?
Forget it. I came to just discuss business with you.
Without your travel companion?
Our goals are too important for her sense of righteousness to oppose us. We need your help, Holofernes.
I'm more than willing to assist. What do you need from me?
We need a private ship to Rune Island, Jezebel. Just myself and Shenra, and the bare minimum crew required to manage the ship.
It's a bit of a tall order, but doable. When do you need it by?
As soon as possible. We can't waste any more time than necessary.
I understand. Can you give me at least 3 days?
That's quite a wait, my friend.
I know, but trust me, in 3 days there's going to be a shipment arriving in town. We can leave the ship prepared to sail and make headway immediately under the cover of night. Kotobel Pass will be too distracted by sending its tentacles onto land to bother our ship as we sail away.
You said we?
The ship is incredibly small. Hardly worth the effort, so the ship is but a small sloop, easily manned by only a crew of 3.
I see, so myself, Shenra, and you could manage it no problem then.
Precisely.
Very well then, consider yourself hired. There is one more part of our agreement though I need to mention.
And that is?
The moment we arrive on Jezebel, you need to depart and leave us there.
Excuse me.
The ritual we need to complete on the island requires only 2 of us. If you set foot on the island, we won't have the materials necessary to complete it. So you need to keep the ship offshore of the island until we're finished. Do you understand?
Oh, alright, that makes sense. Why was Shanra so adamant about me not knowing, though?
It's a very complex and very difficult to explain procedure. She just has your best interests at heart.
I understand. I'll begin preparations tomorrow morning.
It sounds good. Have a nice night, Holofernes.
Yourself as well, Mr. Albrecht.
The 2 men departed each other's company for the rest of the night, going their separate ways until the time is right. The night passed, and Shanra awoke from her sleep, and realized too quickly that she was the only one present in the room.
Albrecht? Albrecht! That old codger. He's gone and done something behind my back again. I just know it. I've got to go find him.
Quickly readying herself, Shanra promptly left the inn and began to explore the streets up and down, but to no avail. Albrecht was nowhere to be found. She continued on, eventually reaching the port, where she then spied Holofernes preparing supplies. However, before she could think about her approach, he spotted her and shouted over.
Hey, Shanra! It's me, Holofernes. Come over here for a minute.
Begrudgingly, she walked over.
Morning, Shanra. How was your evening at the inn?
Fine, I suppose. Look, have you seen Albrecht? I can't find him anywhere.
Sorry, I'm afraid I haven't seen him since last night after dinner.
Dinner? You had dinner with him?
Yeah, he swung by and wanted to discuss chartering a ship, so we came to an agreement.
What? I can't believe him.
Hey, don't worry. He told me everything and how important it is to you that I don't go onto the island. We've worked everything out.
What? He told you everything?
Yeah, he explained it all to me, so don't worry.
Look, Holofernes, you seem like a great guy, but I don't want you involved in this. Please just forget whatever Albrecht told you and just move on, please, okay?
Hey, I have an idea. Why don't I show you how capable I am?
What?
Spend the day with me, and I'll show you I can be trusted. And you can depend on me, okay?
But wait, what does that have to do with anything?
Come on.
Before Shanra could protest further, Holofernes took her by the hand, and the 2 dashed down the dock into town. Holofernes showed Shanra various places, like bars and inns where he had a great reputation among the people. He took her to the town barracks where guards sang his praises of his volunteer night watch stories. He took her to stores where his knowledge of armor and weapons and various other adventuring supplies flourished. The day had passed before they could realize, and Holofernes had decided to take Shanra to the nicest place for dinner in town. It was a restaurant with a patio overlooking the sea as the setting sun reflected off of it. For the first time in her life, Shanra forgot about Jezebel and was living in the moment, this moment, with only her and Holofernes.
So then he said to me, "A carrot? I thought you said garnet. Now what am I supposed to do with this?"
Wow, what a lunatic, huh?
Oh, I know. We weren't allowed back in there for weeks.
Oh no, is the sun setting already? I was supposed to look for Albrecht.
Oh, no, you're right. I totally distracted you all day long. I'm sorry, Shanra.
Hey, don't apologize. I had a lot of fun today. I don't get to do things like this very often, or at all, actually.
Well, I'm glad to hear you had fun.
Haha, yeah. I forgot halfway through why we were doing this, but I remember now. Holofernes, how do I word this?
Take your time. I'm listening.
Holofernes, I want you to help me, but I need you to understand that Jezebel is incredibly dangerous. The last time Albrecht and I made landfall, we were with a group of 50 other people from our order. Before we knew, Jezebel had claimed all their lives. Albrecht and I were the only ones left, and the only ones granted mercy to leave that place. I want you to promise, no matter what happens, it's way too dangerous for you to join us on the island. Do you understand?
I understand, Shanra. I promise. But understand this. It's my job to bring you home no matter the circumstances, all right?
I understand. Thank you.
So, regarding...
Before he could finish that thoughts, they spotted it. The sloop they were going to take had arrived far ahead of schedule. Needing to convene with the crew, Holofernes had to go down to the docks.
It's here early. The Minerva. I have to go down and meet up with the crew so we can keep our agreement. I'm sorry to walk out on dinner.
It's okay, I'll go with you.
All right, then.
Shanra and Holofernes descended down to the docks to meet the crew of the Minerva, the sloop they'd be taking. However, once they arrived down to the docks, they encountered Albrecht, who was already discussing matters with the crew.
Albrecht, where have you been?
Pardon me for a moment, Shanra. Where have you been? I haven't been able to find you all day.
I was out with Holofernes after he told me you had made a great deal with him without telling me.
Right, I do apologize. It's just we need to get this done. You feel the same as I. I know we have different methods.
It's fine, Albrecht. I trust him.
Oh? Well, that's wonderful.
It's a good thing we're all here. I finished packing everything we need before I saw Shanra this morning. We're good to set sail whenever you're both ready.
Perfect, then. We haven't a moment to lose. Shanra, are you prepared?
Yes, I'm ready to go.
Awesome. Let's set sail.
Without hesitation, the three adventurers loaded the supplies onto the Minerva and set out from the port under the cover of night. However, their plan didn't go accordingly. Once they hit open water, fate reared its ugly head.
Oh, not this again.
Tobal Pass incoming!
Unfortunately for the trio, Kotobalpass had noticed the Minerva as it set sail, and followed after closely, seeking a vengeance.
This might be a good chance to see how Tobal Pass is actually built. No one has ever seen its full body before now.
How long until we get to Jezebel?
We're almost there. That means we just need to shake him before we get close to the island, though, or else we'll be in a tough spot.
Do we have any supplies that'll help us?
Nope.
Alright then, Shanra, prepare to fight.
Shanra and Albrecht took up battle positions on the deck as Holofernes steered the ship towards the island. However, Kotobalpass had different plans as the ship drew closer to the monster had sprung its trap. It had no intention of killing the adventurers itself. It sought to punish them by leaving a shipwrecked survivor's life for them. As they attempted to flee the scene, Kotobalpass reared its mighty tentacle and smashed it into the bottom of the Minerva and sent it flying into the sky in pieces. As the trio flies through the air.
Shanra, grab my hand.
I'm trying!
Brace for impact, you two. Ground's coming fast.
Ground?
Kotobalpass had sent them flying towards the island instead of wrecking them at sea.
Here it comes. Holofernes!
Shanra lies still on the beach of Rune Island, Jezebel, for an indeterminate amount of time. Unconscious visions race through her head until finally she stirs.
Ow, my head. Where's Holofernes? Oh, no. I need to find him.
Shanra raced around the beach looking for Holofernes, but to no avail. Dejected, she continued her search inward through the island.
Oh God, please be alive. Holofernes, where are you? Can you hear me?
Shanra? Is it you?
Albrecht, are you okay? Where are you?
I've been trapped in the main room. You remember the path, right? Come quick.
So Shanra dashed around using her knowledge of being on the island previously to find her way.
Albrecht, have you seen Holofernes?
Yes, he's right here unconscious. I didn't want to leave him out on the beach, so I dragged him here. I know you might still be recovering, but we need to purify Jezebel as quickly as we can.
Okay, let's get started.
Albrecht and Shanra sit down in front of the large crystal in the center of the room and begin chanting a ritual. However, in the background, Holofernes is greeted by a presence in his unconscious mind.
You're who? You're now me. You can't be me. Shanra? Yeah, you want me to see Shanra before... What? No, after Albrecht dies.
Huh? Hey, Holofernes.
Albrecht, no!
How could he... Wait, how am I conscious? Holofernes just ran his dagger through my neck, but I can see everything still happening. What sort of spell is this?
Narrate omnia.
Wait, who?
Tell me everything is the rough translation.
You! What did you do?
Used your mistakes against you.
You're sealed. Shanra will purify your body before you reawaken.
Too late. I, Jezebel G. Stallworth, am reborn once more. I cast away this role as narrator to this story. Albrecht, it belongs to you now.
Jezebel! But it was too late. I could only watch helplessly as he was revived. My goal to purify his soul after we trapped him before on this island is a failure. I can't help anymore, and I can only recount what I see before me. Horrified, Shanra stopped the ritual and watched helplessly as Jezebel broke free of the crystal he was encased in.
Shanra!
Jezebel, what have you done?
What haven't you succeeded? Did you think I'd let you and the old man purify me after what you did 4 years ago? Trapping me in a crystal to seal my powers away. Now Albrecht has swapped places with me. He now watches your life helplessly, as I did for 4 years. Now you'll suffer!
I won't let you walk free and destroy this world.
I think not!
Ah!
No! In an attempt to stop him, Shanra fired a magic blast towards Jezebel, but he countered with his own spell. That scream of agony means he succeeded. His spell is a control spell, although she can still talk. Her actions are under Jezebel's complete control.
Jezebel, why? We're trying to save you.
We? What we? Oh, you mean him.
What? Oh, he looks over at Holofernes.
Wait, no, he's not involved.
Protest all you'd like. Your little boyfriend is the one who made it possible for you to get here. I know exactly how involved he is, to you or otherwise.
No, don't do it.
Shanra, is that you?
No, she's going to swing. Wait, why did it go dark? I can't see. Wait, hold on. No!
That brings us to the end of today's episode of Dungeon Anthology. I hope you enjoyed the surprise ending along with the cliffhanger. Once again, I'm Nathan Arsenault, and I'd like to thank my fellow actors Tanner Smith, Bryn Baker, and Zaid Cathcart for joining me today, and I'd like to thank RiotRadio.ca for making this show possible. Thank you, and have a good night.